Hello and welcome to Interprepedia. If you're new here, my name is
Hello and
Rosa.
welcome to
I'm an
Interprepedia.
interpreter. And the other
My name
day
is
I was
Rosa.
scolded
I'm an
by a
interpreter, and the
judge
other
in
day
open
I was
court
scolded
because of
by
my
a judge
interpretation of the
that
word
not
woman.
concur because of
So
my
in this video, I
interpretation
am
of the
going
word
to tell you
woman.
all about
So
that.
in this video
Hopefully,
I
at the
was
end, you
going to
can share
tell
your
you
comments
about
or
that.
advice about the whole situation.
I
I'm
hope
recording
at
in
the
my
end your
car
comments or
because I am
advice.
in between
I am
assignments.
recording in my
Lately,
car.
I've been working mostly in person, ironically,
Últimamente,
because I used to work
lately I've been
mostly
working most in
remotely
person,
since long before the pandemic. Hopefully, the sound and lighting are
but
okay.
mostly
The
I
thing
work
is, I was
remotely.
interpreting for a defendant
The
in
thing
his
is,
sentencing
I
hearing.
was interpreting for
So
a defender
basically, the hearing
in
where
his
this
sentence
judge was
hearing,
going to impose the punishment
and
for
the
the offense
hearing
that he
were
had previously pled guilty to. In a sentencing
for
hearing,
the
it's common
offense
for
he
defendants
has
to bring
previous
family
did.
members, friends, and other people who can speak
They
to the
usually bring
judge on their
family
behalf to
members or
ask
friends
for a more
who can speak
lenient
to the
sentence.
judge
It's
to
also
ask for a
common
lower
for
sentence.
defendants themselves to address the judge, and they
It's
usually
also common for
apologize for
defenders
what they've
themselves
done.
to address
They
the judge
sometimes express
to
remorse, and
apologize
depending on the
for what
case,
they
they
don't,
may tell the judge about
and undependent on the
changes they've done
case,
in their lives or other reasons they have
they
not to
tell
commit this
about
offense
changes in their
again
life,
and things like that.
and
So in
they
this particular
promise
case,
to
when the
not
defendant was
comment
addressing the
that
judge,
offense
in
again.
his statement, he says the
But
following.
when the
And I'll
defendant
say it
was
in
addressing the
Spanish
judge,
first, but I'll
the
follow with
sentence
what I
was the
interpreted
following.
in English. He says, Mi mujer
I
y yo
interpreter
construimos
in
una casa en
English.
mi país, which I interpreted
Mi mujer y
as my
yo
wife and I
construimos
built
una
a house
casa
in my
en mi
country. The
país,
defendant
which
continued
I
his
interpreted
statement for a few more
as my
moments.
wife and
I
I
kept
built a
interpreting,
house
and
in
when he
my
finished, the
country.
judge said something like this. I don't know if anyone else noticed this.
And when
Perhaps
I
I was the
finish,
only
the
one who
judge
picked up on
says
this,
something like
but
this.
the defendant never said the word wife. He said my woman.
The
So that's
defender
what
never
you should have
say the
interpreted.
word
And then
wife.
he
He
finished by
say my
saying,
woman.
you have to interpret everything that is said
And then
exactly as it is said
they
without
finish by
changing, adding,
saying,
or omitting anything. I was, of course, simultaneously interpreting for the defendant while the judge was
I was
literally
of course
scolding me.
simultaneous
And before
interpreter,
someone jumps at me to say that this term can be ambiguous and
and
this
the
and that,
judge
let me
jumps
tell
at
you,
me saying
yes,
things
I
like,
know that
let me tell
sometimes
you,
Spanish
yes.
speakers say mi mujer to
I
refer to
know
their
that
significant
sometimes
other,
Spanish
their partner
speakers
with whom
says
they
mi
live
mujer
but are not legally
to
married
refer
to, and all of that.
to
But in
their
this particular case, it
their
had already
women's
been established that they were legally married.
who are not
So
in
that
marriage or
ambiguity
something like
was
that.
out of the question. And just to make sure we're all on the same page, here's a screenshot of the
And just to
definition
make
of the
sure
word
we all
mujer,
are in the
which, as
same
you can see,
page,
among other things, is the
I
synonym
use
of
the
the
word
word wife.
mujer
Let's not
as
forget
a
that
synonym
in
of the
traditional
word
marriage
wife. Let's
ceremonies,
not
they
forget
sometimes say at the end, los
that
declaro
the
marido
traditional
y
marriage
mujer. And
ceremonies
this doesn't only happen in
they say
Spanish.
los
This happens in
declaro
other
marido y
languages
mujer.
too, like
And this not
French,
only
and German,
happens
and
in
Portuguese.
Spanish,
So when we interpret this term
this
into
happens
English, it's
in Germany,
obviously
Portuguese,
important to
America.
distinguish the two to ensure we convey the exact tone and meaning of the original message. Because in Spanish, saying esta es mi mujer and saying esta mujer es mía
So
are
in
two different
Spanish,
things.
say
Anyway, I had a
esta
split
es mi
second
mujer
to think about what to do. In
and
that
this is
split
my wife
second, I thought,
are
should I
two
respectfully
different
address this
things.
judge and say that I stand by my interpretation?
Should I
Should I
respectfully
ask him
say
to
to this
approach
judge?
to explain the
Should I ask him
nuances
to
in the
approach to
meaning of this
explain
word in this context, or
in the
even pull up a
meaning
dictionary
of this
definition?
word
But
in
then I
this
thought,
context?
we were at the sentencing stage
But
of the case
then I
already.
thought,
The case had already been decided. He already
this
pled
irrelevant for the
guilty.
case
So
already,
I opted to just say, yes, Your Honor. And
because
then everything
he gonna be
continued as if
guilty,
nothing happened.
and I say
Now, after
yes,
the hearing
my
ended, I
my
kept
honor.
thinking about what to do. I seriously thought about writing an email addressed
I
to the
seriously
court,
thought
where
about
I would
writing
include links
an
to
email
dictionaries,
address to the
supporting
court,
my interpretation, and
or
explaining basically
or
what
read
I've shared
a
with you in
dictionary
this video.
to
And I
explain
thought about a couple other
the
options, but then
significance
I
of the word
remembered
mi mujer.
that I'm a freelancer, which fortunately for me means that I'm 100% free to decide where to work and who I work with.
But I'm a
So I ended up
freelancer,
deciding
so
to put
fortunately
this
for
judge
me,
on my blacklist.
I
I will not
decide
take any
to
cases where
put
he's
this
involved.
judge on
I
my
feel I cannot
blacklist.
uphold my oath to interpret accurately and to the
In
best of
any
my
case,
ability,
he is
knowing the
involved.
expectation is for me to interpret literally and not conceptually. I know it was not the best solution if we're thinking of the
Because
bigger
I
picture.
interpreted,
I feel that perhaps I could have used that opportunity
I feel
as a
that
teaching
perhaps
moment
I could
for
use that
that judge
opportunity
and the
as a
attorneys
teaching
and other
moment
people
for
present
that
in the
judge
courtroom
and
that
for
day.
me
But considering the overall outcome,
in
meaning
the
how the
courtroom
hearing
that day.
went
But
for the defendant and all parties involved, the
for the
impression that I
defending
left among
were
other people
involved,
present that day, which I believe was that I remained professional,
which
I
I
feel
believe
good with my choice,
I
and I
should
stand by
remain
my choice.
professionally,
Now, what would you
and
have
I
done
stand
in
by
a
my
situation
choice.
like that? Has
Now,
something like this
what
ever happened
you
to you? I
have
can't wait
done
to read
in my
you in
situation
the comments
that ever
because
happened
this
to
is a
you,
very touchy subject
I
among
cannot wait
interpreters.
to
Anyway,
read
that was it
your
for today.
answers
Thank you
in
so
the
much
comments.
for watching.
Anyway, that was
Adios.
all for today. Thank you so much for watching.